Well, I guess while he's muted, I will get right into it. It's Halloween, the Halloween stream. One of two Halloween streams, actually. Um, yeah, cool. Um, this is the Ghostrick one, because I don't have any ideas for Sunday, other than Metroid Dread. It's Friday. I normally play Ghostricks on Fridays. I've already been drinking. I've also got a friend who is currently not here, and we're going to be talking about Doctor Who while I play Ghostricks in the background and try to remain conscious and sober for as long as possible. I've got a bunch of Ghostrick lists to go through. That's going to be really fun. I have a beatdown list. I've got the regular list that I've been building for the past, 8 weeks now. What are you dressing up as? I'm dressing up as a homeless bum, because do you mean for the Sunday stream, Bardo? Or do you mean, right now? Because, right now, I look a bit like a homeless bum, because I haven't, I've been sort of busy all day, and on Sunday, I'll probably look the same, because I don't do dress up as Joey Wheeler, no. I think the funkiest costume I've got has got to be, I've got a green morph suit, because I had an idea for, a short film thing, of, Coates, haunting place, an apartment, at night during a storm of some sort, and I was like, how do I get the Coates to move? And I was thinking, it's well, one way it could be to, just have, a morph suit, and then just composite it out. Yeah, but I wouldn't wear that because I wouldn't be able to breathe for the 3-hour streams. I don't know, what are you dressing up as, Bardo? Because honestly, I like Halloween as an idea, but the whole dressing up and trick-or-treating is I'm very Australian, I don't give a shit about that. I've also got Ghostrick Mill and a Ghostrick deck with just Mystic Mine in it. It's the one copy. Because the thought is, if people see Mystic Mine, they'll run away. So I'll just jump into it while I wait for companions. For I am the Doctor Who. No, I'd make a terrible fucking doctor. Really funny if I accidentally hung up on Discord. Okay, let's just jump right into it. You know, on Zos stream last night, there was a really cool storm happening at that time. And it's a shame that nothing exciting is going to happen on this. I take that back. No. The duel ended. Okay, we got our first win. Awesome. Let's host again. Literally, I am actually going to be keeping a record if I can. This is Carson Alexander. This is literally what I've been training for. I haven't dressed up in years, but my personal favorite was I dressed up as Iron Man. I wore an Iron Man mask with a dreads wig and a green light on my chest with the weed symbol. Truly an Iron Patriot. Okay, we're gonna set this Yangshi, and that's about as good as we can do. That's what we've learnt these past, how many weeks has it been? What was I saying? Yeah, that's what we've learned these past few weeks. It's just, you get a bad hand, good luck. Okay, what are they prosperitying? Going for the big ones. Come on, man, it's Iron Mon. Yeah, no, I know it's Iron Man. chances are there's going to be a lot of discussions about Iron Man in this stream. Let's see. Let me get my stream manager back up. Accidentally closed it. What is this? This is generators. Oh shit, I hate generators. Not because they are terrible, but because they scare me.
Alright, and I'm back.
Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the streaming life.
Yeah. Is there, who's the other person you're talking to?
I'm just talking to people who chat in. So currently, there's a guy,
Oh,
Bardo. He's like a regular.
cool.
Yeah. It's meant to be like community driven and all that.
Yeah. Is there a way I can see that?
Do you want me to...
Otherwise people can like
I can just...
insults at me and like I can't see them.
let's send a link. Let me just...
Noise open invite voice settings. Yeah.
Paste. Oh dear. Oh, it's the world thingo.
Oh yep.
I would say your spirit avenger is Iron Man because of your love for the drink. Yeah, except Iron Man at least got like the demon in the bottle story arc where like he wrestles with his alcohol addiction. I'm not going to do that. So you got the link?
Yeah, so I've got it open. I can see your video, but the chat just says "Welcome to the chat room."
Yeah, it'll do that. It doesn't when you join display old chats for some reason. But from now on, if you keep that open and it doesn't disconnect, you'll see chats as they come in and be able to interact.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yep. And this is generators. Oh, have you seen the new Ghostrick support now that I'm thinking about it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, because it's really fun, and I say that as someone who's played the deck for the past several weeks, so please send help.
Yeah,
no, it's
I know. The last I know is they sent that the new gold tin, whatever it is. But my EB Games has been shut because of COVID.
Yeah.
So I've literally stopped buying cards. I've lost track of what they've released.
Right. I've also lost track. Like I learned that the new Legendary Duelist set has come out now. And it has just this really it's got a synchro that apparently people are really it's really good. I don't know what it does though. And I just got a message earlier today going like, "Oh, it's $130," and I'm like, "Of course it is."
Yeah. Although of course that's the thing is when new cards get released, it's like we don't know what it does.
No. Like people have tested it. It's just I specifically don't know what it does.
Yeah. I just, at this point, hugely expect it to have walls of text. They really should adopt what the TCG does with the numbers. Because I look at that and I'm just like, I know where each effect starts and stops.
Yeah. Just break it up into, like, yeah, button things. What am I selecting a card for?
Also, in the chat, it says Butter, it says hi Neko's friend, and I was trying to respond by typing before realizing I'm on the stream and I can just respond. Hello.
I mean, yeah. So what are you going by? Is it just Brenton or Plot Waffle?
Yeah, I'll just go by my name.
Okay.
No, Brenton.
Well, that's weird.
Names for different aspects of stuff I like, so Like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna forget what name I'm trying to go by because it's all depending on what I like talking about.
Yeah,
And obviously, YouTube is stalled, so I don't even have like an official thing
that's fair enough.
to go by.
I assume Plot Waffle doesn't actually make for a decent name to refer to someone by.
No, yeah, I thought of it more as like because I wanted to talk about storytelling, and then went, what about when I want to talk about like sitcoms, but not necessarily the storytelling element, but the
Yeah.
sitcom element? It's like, these are all good titles for like sections of videos, like, but not. I could never quite grasp just a name of
Yeah,
that's what
it's...
people should call me. And I'm like, well, because I have a name. Yeah.
I think I specifically find that very weird.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm not as used to the whole moniker online thing. I've always just gone by my name regardless of where I am. Even in like stand up, like it never occurred to me to have like a stage name. It was
Right.
just, yeah. I feel like sooner or later people are just gonna figure it out. So I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe it's also weird to me that, like, the stage name moniker thing translated into real life, and most of my friends just call me that.
Yeah,
You need an
that's the
animal
other thing.
name. We
Like,
got Zor, Neko. What's your animal name?
ooh,
What's your favorite animal? And then find
yeah,
the Japanese uh word for it,
yeah.
because that's just what we
And
did.
I've never had like a specifically favorite animal. I tend towards like when I wrote like fantasy stuff, I always liked the idea of like a giant eagle. I was always like mega bird. Um, but I don't actually. I feel like if I look into it, sloths are kind of amusing.
Right?
Um, but I don't know. Like this, I don't know if I have like a favorite. I'm just like, animals I like. Penguins, otters, yeah, sloths, dinosaurs,
Dinosaurs is
bears.
a very wide topic. Oh
Yeah,
shit, I can't even use that.
I specifically like the like velociraptors. I think
Right.
I
Well,
find
we'll call you Blue, like the one from Jurassic World, starring Chris Pratt.
I find that interesting because between Blue's Clues and Bluey, I'm like, I'm weirdly, yeah, yeah, you could do that. I'd be happy with that because
No.
yeah, I'm like, I think for me that immediately had like a Blue's Clues connection. I'm like, I'm happy to be connected to Blue's Clues.
Your name's actually just Steve.
Wow, that's interesting. My fire alarm has gone off. And it's not a drill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is good
Wow, this
on
is
audio.
content for the stream. Are you gonna stay on the call?
I guess I'll put a mask on and record the whole thing.
Okay, I'm gonna turn your Discord volume up actually, because I turned it down. Like, I'm really interested in this now. Finally, content for the stream. My friend is in danger. Uh, wow. Hang on.
Well, that's a new one. I always thought fire I would grab my laptop, but now I'm like, I don't want my laptop outside. Oh no, I didn't bring my key, so I did not think this through. I hope someone else evacuates.
Oh dear.
If I'm the only one who evacuates.
According to Google, the Japanese word for sloth is taida.
Yeah. It's extremely curious because the other day me and my partner set off the paddle up and the thing I disconnected. So I have no idea what's going on.
Anyway, hey Ryura, how's it going? I mentioned at the start of the stream, but I realized no one was there for it. Oh wait, hang on, I can't target it, can I? Or is, yeah, shit. Yeah, we're going through, like, the generic list. I've got the Ghostrick Mill still. There's the, regular beatdown kind of thing. And then there's a list that plays like one copy of Mystic Mine. Just because, like, my thought process is I will search Mystic Mine, and hopefully my opponent surrenders, because they're like, nah, I don't want to deal with this shit.
It's weird timing, but I'm gonna mute for a minute.
Yeah, that's probably fair enough. That's not a good...
Yeah. How do I...
Or you could just hang up the call and come back later. No, he's just muted. Okay, yes, we want to... Oh, when did we get Lava Golem? Yeah, I don't have stream commands set up at all. What are we adding to hand? Let's add Mary. So how's everyone doing? And like, if you want a deck list, after this duel, I'll just go to my deck builder, and you can take screenshots and ask questions about, like, why are you only playing this many of Jiangxi when it's actually really good? And the answer is probably because I wanted to play 44 cards and I didn't know what to cut. Kind of useless. We don't need to. Okay, well, they can't attack now. Awesome. Oh, this is going to be a really fun message to write out. So I started streaming with... This hand is awful. Great. Let's see, more generator stuff. A boff. Nope. About. Doctor. Wait, why is your opponent running Lava Golem? Not a clue. It's not a level 9, is it? Lava Golem's like level 10. I think. I have to say, I don't know. Maybe decide to have Golem instead of Kaijus for problematic cards. Could be. Oh, it's level 8. He's 8, I believe. Yep, I checked. Anyway, I play Ghostrick. I feel like I'm not allowed to question why people play what they do. Yeah, it would have made sense if he was 9, given that it's a generator list. Are there any kaijus that are level 9? Remember seeing hard leg that a wind up. Let's take the L. Cool, let us check the list. Yep, this is the list we've been playing for the past, like, 2 weeks now. I don't think I've made any changes in the last week. You're on, YGO Pro? Yep. Did you wanna, do any games? As long as you're not playing Paleo. Or, hang on, what's the other ones that I've said I'm just not gonna play against? Like, people who use Dragoon. And I'm really considering also making a rule for people who use the Destiny hero guy in non-hero lists. I don't have a solid deck right now. Oh, that's okay. But I can make one based off the anime. Chances are you'll still have pretty good luck against this. And thanks for the follow. Yeah, we played one Ghostrick list. Yeah, if you want to do that, and then just give me a shout when you want to duel. Because I really enjoy playing this game. Are we going for... Let's play Beatdown, actually. It's going to be the same thing, ultimately. But we'll just alternate every time. I'm good for now. Good for it right now? A really funny thought just crossed my mind. Like, oh, wouldn't it be really funny if we get Zol in here as well? Wait, I've never played with friends. How do I join you? Okay. So if you search in EU Central Casual, in servers, I'm just gonna set the password to Ghost and just sort of search for Neko in EU Casual. You might need to refresh. I'm not sure if I should actually just walk through the stages on stream. Is that possibly a good idea? You might need to check the box, show locked rooms. I think we're playing different... Oh, sorry, this is Edo Pro. Yeah, there is a difference. Shit. That's the thing. I definitely didn't think about that. What's the difference between Edo and YGO? Go away, bot. Yeah, that's clearly an oversight on my part. I'm sorry. Edo Pro. I think it's like Project Ignis Edo Pro. Um, which you need to join like a Discord server to get the download link. Edo was a restaurant in the mall. Oh, what do they serve? Anything good? No one cares to play Ghostrick with me. No, we're not. A US West casual. Let's see what the US has in store. Probably nothing. I really hope that fire alarm hasn't doomed anything. I'm actually a bit concerned. Hang on, what is going on in competitive? No blue eyes. Anime character duel. Nope. Trying to make old deck work. Good luck. Anime or manga character, no support. Ooh. We might have been able to do that with the Joey deck. Dreadful, but whatever. Probably someone trying to smoke. And downloading it now. You know, I just saw Tour Guide and I was like, why am I playing Tour Guide? And then I was like, oh right, yeah, this is the level 3 variant. So you're back?
Yeah. The seems to be sorted, I think. Hang on, actually. I'll double check.
That's not a good sign.
Sorry, I should have asked. We gotta go back. Yeah, there's a cafe down the other end.
Right.
Seems to have had a. Yeah. The seems to be a false alarm.
Right.
It's ironic. This morning we had no power, and now we do have power. Someone set off the fire. Back in mates.
Hooray.
Yeah, that was a bit of drama. Sorry, where were you? I had to mute you.
Think, no, I don't give a shit about gimmick puppets. I'm just gonna surrender and duel someone in chat. I don't remember what we were up to. Possibly because we hadn't really started. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think I've done anything substantial so far.
So I'm gonna set the password to Ghost. If you want to jump into EU casual. I should specify, I'm not talking to you right now.
Oh yeah, cool.
I'm referring that to people in chat who want to come find me. Never surrender. Oh, too late. In fairness, it was gimmick puppets versus Ghostrick, and one of those decks would take forever. I'm not saying which one, but
are the gimmick puppets like a certain name, or is you just?
It's an archetype.
Is that what you call? Yeah. Cool.
They're like Xyz focused. I'm pretty sure.
Alright.
Alright, hold up. Making a terrible deck right now.
Oh, cool. I'm reconnected to chat.
Right. You're reconnected to chat, but you can't see anything, I assume.
Yeah, I've got the comment, I Ghostricks. That's about it. It then said, sorry, we're unable to connect the chat, and then it's reconnected.
Right. So what are we here to do tonight? We are here to discuss some Doctor Who, right? Or really just anything, probably. Anything that springs to mind.
Ideally to get in before the new season starts,
Yep.
which I can't believe is like 2 days away?
Yeah, it's, I think Monday, actually, just because of how time zones work. It'd be like Monday, 4 a.m. for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird time span, because, like, we had season 12, massively frustrating, to the point where I think I did actually say, like, I reckon I'm done. Like, just wasn't going to bother watching it. And then, we get nothing for ages. And I'm like, yeah, this is exactly the problem. We don't hear anything. And then out of nowhere, they've just been like, teaser, everything. And I'm like, okay, I'm actually, just because they're telling us stuff, I've just got stuff to be interested in. I'm sure I'm going to be disappointed somehow, but I'm like, yeah, I'm just happy there's information to work with.
Is there, though? Like, we know that there's Dan, and he's a plasterer from Liverpool.
Yeah, but that's more than we got before. Like, I suppose we already knew the companions, but at least, like, all I remember from season 12 was when, not including the show, just before it,
right.
is like, I swear I was looking up the actual Doctor Who website going, when is it? And then it just dropped. And I was like, oh, Doctor Who's playing next week. And, like, no one knew about it.
Yeah, because it was like, it started on New Year's.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just gonna set Sangan. Pass. Second Doctor is the best, hands down. Are you referring to David Tennant or the actual Second Doctor? In which case, 100% agree. Like, the show actually cannot exist without Patrick Troughton. Because, like, you think, William Hartnell's the Doctor that really made the show what it is. But no, Patrick Troughton showed that the show has legs. And it can keep doing what it does.
It's interesting to think that, like, yeah, if Patrick Troughton really, like, carried the longevity of it, like, otherwise it would have just been a one and done, and then, there's this other guy, but whatever.
Yeah, because, like, you think about it, if it stopped with William Hartnell, we would have gotten, like, a reboot in, like, the 70s or the 80s, and it would have been the same thing over again. It'd be like, oh, we've got to reintroduce the Daleks, we've got to reintroduce the Cybermen. What's the Doctor?
Although
we still don't know.
It's got me thinking about it. Then you is it John Pertwee? And then, like, actually though, like, John Pertwee was so different in that, like, he was kind of like Doctor Who Bond, that I'm like, actually, each of them did kind of escalate it.
Oh yeah, no, sure, but like,
without Patrick Troughton. But yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of the classic. I've seen bits, but I think it's like it's one of those hard to catch up on all of it type things.
I saw Stan.
But obviously, what I've seen.
Stan, the streaming service, has a bunch of, like, the classic episodes just on it randomly now.
Yeah, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So I've got, like, a random assortment of DVDs and that. Like, I know I've got Happiness Patrol from the 7th Doctor. I haven't watched it yet. But, like, I know I've just got, like, random splatterings of episodes on DVD, and I don't know which ones I've got at this point.
Right, there's also a
but the revisitation, the regenerations, the ones I'm looking for. Yeah, so I've tried to at least see the regeneration episode of each Doctor. Peter Davison's the only one I haven't seen, because for whatever reason they sell his regeneration in a box set. Yeah, they don't, as far as I can tell, they don't seem to sell it in singular DVD. It's just either in box set or not at all. Yeah. It's just the only one I haven't been able to find a copy of. which is bizarre because it's like supposedly one of his most favorited episodes.
Yeah, I've seen it,
Even
a long time ago now, and I think it's quite excellent. But I always refer back to the Clever Dicks Films video on the Fifth Doctor of like, yeah, if you just want to know
yeah,
the highlights and like why it's so good, just watch like that 10-minute section.
yeah, and I've seen those, so I wonder what else there is. But it's weird in the revisitation DVDs. But the idea was one episode from each Doctor to show off like their best of,
Right.
and for whatever reason, and maybe people will know why they're the best of, whereas as as they're some of the only ones I've seen, they're obviously going to get compared. But like they used the Aztecs as the first Doctor, and I'm kind
Ooh.
of like, of all the episodes I've seen, I'm like, I don't understand why the Aztecs is up there. Um, but then like for the fifth Doctor, they used Earthshock, which I think is
Oh,
also
that's
quite
also
good.
quite good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, why? In a weird way, why isn't there a DVD set of just each Doctor's regeneration episode? Just like
I don't
make
know.
that the revisitation. So you understand how each of them got to the next one, kind of thing.
Um, I don't know, because I don't think um that'd be hand. It'd be handy for people, but also not in like a viewing sense, because like you're just catching these characters once they've had all their development and they've got on their journeys. You're catching them at the end,
Yeah,
so like if there's any callbacks to stuff, you'll just be like, "Who the fuck is this guy who's shown up at John Pertwee's regen?"
yeah, and I suppose it helps that like it wasn't necessarily the only or first episode I saw. It's just for like bridging purposes to go, oh, okay, I see like how they started, how they ended, a few episodes in between. I've got a gist of what
Hmm.
their run was kind of like. Whereas, yeah, if it was just the endings, it'd be kind of confusing.
Yeah, which is really weird actually. Now, like I don't understand why you would put the Aztecs over like the Daleks or the 10th planet.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was. Actually, now I'm gonna double check that in case that wasn't the case, but I'm
Because if
fairly
it's
sure
the
it wasn't.
Aztecs, I'm gonna be very confused. That's like putting the key to Marinus as like, oh, this is the essential viewing for the first Doctor.
Yeah, let's have a look. Um,
Putting the twin dilemma as the essential viewing for the sixth Doctor. You
check
don't
is
even
now
know
occurring.
what a Patty is, do you, Patty?
I'm was it like Remembrance of the Daleks is the seventh one? Because it's like,
Yeah.
sure, I haven't seen many of the other episodes, but people, I know
Unlimited
people have said
rice
like
pudding.
his earlier on stuff isn't as strong, and it was starting to pick up as it went. So I'm like, they're gonna be weird if they just used any earlier episode.
Hang on, which Doctor was this? The sixth or seventh that you said? Right, McCoy.
Yeah, I guess the Daleks as the seventh.
Oh yeah, no, that would be a really good pick.
Yeah, one thing
Survival,
I actually
Curse of
revisit.
Fenric.
Yeah, I've heard Curse of Fenric is good. I don't think I've seen it or have it.
I think there's actually like a compilation. The official Doctor Who YouTube channel, I think, has these like there might be 40-minute just highlight reels of some classic stories.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because I think I remember seeing that. It might not even be them, it might be just some like offshoot of the BBC.
Yeah. Well, I guess like it depends on how they're set, I guess. But it'd be nice to even just have like a video compilation of their best moments or something. Like you don't have to
At that
revisit
point, I'd
the
just be
entire
like,
like.
just watch YouTube videos. Wait, how the fuck did I get to 150 life points? Wow, I'm actually dead. Um, I mean, I guess it doesn't help that I've only had like two monsters and they've been Sangen and Parallel Exceed. Don't get me wrong, Parallel Exceed is really good, but I need a Ghost Trick for it to be effective. Who knew that Ghost Trick Beatdown, that deck would just be me being beaten down?
Yeah, I don't think that's the goal.
Well, I mean, it gets worse when, like, I've had a field spell in play up until last turn that's just been any damage done by non-Ghost Trick cards is halved.
Huh.
So the fact that I'm on
Yeah.
150 life points, while my opponent is just on 8,000 and it's been 7 turns is like, oh, yeah, you've been losing really badly.
It's been slowly chipping away and not noticing.
I've been distracted by talking about things that I like.
Yeah. Which is, remember, exactly how we play pool. That
Yeah,
everyone's strategy was just to tell me about Marvel stuff, and I would be like, I'm trying to concentrate. Couldn't.
I can't believe the gay Eternal blames himself for Hiroshima.
Yeah, I mean, again, I haven't seen it yet, but like,
Just that description, though, of him looking at, like, the cloud and just going, what have I done? Marvel, what have you done?
yeah, it's very. I don't know, because we've had. I can't name like specific ones, but we've had issues like that before, where it is just they just throw this random dialogue in. Actually, I would say that the DB Cooper thing with Loki, I've seen people go, it's a fine just cutaway joke. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it
fine,
doesn't
but
add or subtract
but
anything.
that's the problem. There's so many just cutaway jokes. It's like, couldn't you use the time better with something? Just, I feel like they're getting increasingly flippant. Like it
Yeah.
used to be one or two throwaway, Tony would make a reference, and now it's full on like, here's an entire scene purely for that joke. Anyway, forget that. And it's just sort of a waste. And it's getting harder and harder to enjoy a movie or a show because it's just packed with irrelevant information.
Oh, I should point out, like, his name is Fastos, but let's be honest, the marketing hasn't really been like, and this is Fastos, and he's been like an amazing inventor. He's been the Prometheus to provide humanity with the fire.
Yeah.
It's more just been like, oh, there's an Eternal and he's gay. Right, so I'm in the EU casual server. Password is Ghost. Just look for Neko.
So I've found them. Yeah, Aztecs was the first Doctor's revisitation, and then we got second
Why?
was the Tomb of the Cybermen, which is great.
Yes,
Um,
love that.
Spearhead from Space, I don't remember. I know I've watched
Oh,
each of these, but I
I
don't
don't think I would put Spearhead from Space actually, but I can't think what I would choose for the third Doctor.
I forget which one it is, but I'm now gonna probably put my foot in it, but like, I like his first episode.
Yeah, that's
If
Spearhead.
that happens to be it,
That is
then
Spearhead.
maybe okay, maybe I didn't mind it, but like, I don't remember it. I just remember like how cool he is. But then maybe I'm actually thinking of the fourth Doctor's first episode because I'm like,
That's Robot. It's
I
not
remember the
good.
whole I'm Doctor, but Pyramid of Mars is the fourth Doctor's one, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I like it, but I don't know, I don't really have context. I'm like, Pyramid of Mars is quite good, but I'm like, well, isn't like the Zygon one like a fan
What?
favorite?
Um,
Isn't the didn't it
Genesis
like a
of the
bunch of
Dalek.
really good?
Dalek. What is it? The something of Feng Shui or whatever. I haven't seen much of
Yeah,
the Fourth Doctor. I also have
I thought because there's so much of it, I feel like I haven't seen much. But
No,
like,
it's
I
because I'm
know I've
watching
seen
it in
quite a bit.
chronological order, and I'm just really bored with the third Doctor. Like I've gotten to the point where so I'm past all the Earth stuff, where he doesn't have the ability to travel in his TARDIS. So I've passed the three Doctors, and I've met Sarah Jane Smith. So they're doing space stuff again, but I'm just like,
Oh, cool.
eh.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back Joe. I liked Joe, and I like Sarah Jane Smith, but that's probably because of the Fourth Doctor more than anything.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's actually, now that you've said the three Doctors, that's the other thing. Like, I've seen the three Doctors, I've seen the five Doctors, I've seen the two Doctors. It's like, even then, I've seen the ones where they're together. So I'm like, I feel like I've at least got enough of.
Have you seen the Five-ish Doctors?
Yeah, the one where Tom
Yeah.
Baker's not really in it.
No,
The
no,
other
no,
guys in it.
no, no, no. It was released back in 2013. It was Peter Davison,
Oh,
and the other classic Doctor actors trying to get into the 50th anniversary special.
I think I have seen that because I
I
was
love that
like,
so much. It might be my
"People,
favorite
why didn't
content.
Moffat actually let me?" Yeah, this is exactly though why I want them to be in the 60th in some capacity, because I'm like, they're there, they're clearly enjoying it and willing to be involved. Like, I get why. I'm like looking at the 50th. I'm like, I totally understand why you didn't also throw them in there. But the fact they had like a little short with the Eighth Doctor, I'm like, well then, come on, Moffat, like you can do something. You can find some excuse to do something with that. Unless that was the same year. Actually, I'm now thinking, when was the 50th?
It was
Yeah,
2013.
no, that was yeah. So like maybe Moffat was involved in that, but like yeah, it just I want them to.
Well, he appeared in it.
Yeah, well,
Like there were jokes about like, oh, they were trying to contact Stephen Moffat, and they were always getting through to like his answering machine, and he would ignore them, and he'd go back to playing with like little figurines of Matt and David.
yeah.
And like that's like that's good fan stuff. That's having a
Yeah.
laugh, having a banter.
I've come to realize, I think now, it's one of those, I'm torn on it. I've come to realize that we do probably take Doctor Who too seriously sometimes, and like in a negative way. It's like, when I say that, I'm like, of course we take it seriously. We're highly invested, but it's like things like that where it used to be, what are you making these jokes about? You're being too flippant, too nice, whatever it is. Like, take it seriously, showrunners. And now it's kind of like,
I still
yeah, they
really
were
love
having
Love
a
and
joke and
Monsters.
having some fun. Yeah, I guess it's more like I now look at the behind the scenes stuff that I didn't see before, and I'm like, man, Moffat has a good sense of humor. So it's sort of like I now regret that I didn't see that at the time. But at the same time, I'm then like, maybe Chris Chibnall has a good sense of humor. I haven't, from the interviews I saw, I didn't see as much, but also, when you look back at it, there's going to be a backlog of stuff to see. Whereas, I'm looking at interviews from only the last 2 seasons versus everything Moffat has ever said about the show since he's been involved.
Right.
So it's not a fair comparison. But I'm like, I don't know. I think it is also that because Russell T Davies is coming back, there's something. My attitude has definitely changed. It was like season 12 was certainly like, oh, timeless child. I'm really frustrated. I don't want this to be the representation of the show. That if people jump on at season 12, we're just going to lose people, or we're going to get people for the timeless child stuff. But then what do you do once that's gone? Or again, I felt it was misrepresenting the show because it's being represented by bad writing.
Right.
But then it's kind of like, I'm now kind of in a weird nihilistic state of, well, season 13, it doesn't matter if it's good, it doesn't matter if it's bad. I am now just excited that there is more Doctor Who to exist. Like, there's no part of me that's like,
I am
just
completely occupying that space right now. Like, watching the trailer, I remember discussing it on stream, I think, a while ago. It's like, it just looks comfortable. It just looks like, I'm gonna enjoy the spectacle, I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm, but I'm gonna enjoy that 6 hours of content. More than that, actually, what I'm gonna really enjoy is, and you've been sending me some as well, but like my YouTube feed has just been flooded with them. It's like, Doctor Who poop shorts. Like every like hour or so, I'll just see like, Dan doesn't give a flux about Halloween, and I'll just play that and I'll just smile.
Yeah, and I think that's
No,
what I'm enjoying.
how old are you? You're not even dressed. Ah, look at you.
Eat my salad.
The salad one's not as funny to me.
Anything that guy's in now. It's one of those. I'm usually mad at jokes that have no function in the story, but that eat my salad thing is just like that's the funniest thing in Chibnall's era I've seen.
Just
Just
gonna go back to a
some
regular
random
match.
guy being just tossing salad at a
Halloween was
villain.
last month, mate. Eat my salad.
It's just so like pointlessly random that it's just on a heightened level
Well,
for me.
no, you see, it wasn't random because it was showing the viciousness of the Tooth Fairy. Like, he was just gonna kill a random guy who didn't deserve it. Isn't he
Yeah,
he's such a villain, he killed people.
but the guy
As if we
was
didn't
so
see that
like he's
before.
either high or drunk.
Oh, definitely
I
drunk.
think it's just this implication of just some guy just being like, I don't care. Like, if anything, it makes Tim Shaw look ridiculous. But
No, what
it
makes him
wasn't that
look
trendy to begin with.
ridiculous is the second he takes his mask off, and also when he first appears from the onion, the guy with the big ears is like, "Oh, where's my sister?" And he pauses for a second, and then he's like, "Ask me again.
All right.
Where's my sister?" And then he responds with like, you'll never know." And I'm like, mate, you could have just not done that. You could have just, you know,
Yeah,
said you'll never know, and that's far more threatening than say it again.
that's actually the thing, though. I think no matter how much I get disappointed by each season of the current era, I
Wait,
keep
no shit.
forgetting in between each how bad the writing actually is. Like, just how surface level the dialogue is to the point where it can be really cringy. So it's like I feel like I'm going into this going, it's only 6 episodes. It's like you said, it looks action packed. It looks like big spectacle. I will go in knowing like if it gets worse than the Timeless Child arc, at least I can enjoy.
Well,
Like,
this
I can't picture
presumably
that,
this
so
is the
that's going to be
the
amazing.
timeless child arc.
But if it's better than the Timeless Child arc, then what a relief. At least it's possible.
Like
But I
I thought
think
this
that's
was meant to be more of it.
yeah, no, but that's what I've been saying though. Is like I would rather them commit and do something with it than just drop it and do something else. Because then what was the point? So I'm like, even if they commit and it's bad, well, what were we expecting? It's a pretty bad concept to begin with. So it's just sort of, I don't know. There's just
Oh no, it's
like,
Witchcrafters.
it's like I've just sort of settled on, it'll either be better or worse. But after the Timeless Child, I've kind of made my peace with, I'm not expecting great storytelling. I don't think I can get mad at it because what was I really expecting at this point? Like, if I was gonna be mad, it's not top tier content, then why bother?
Right.
But then I'm like, I think I'm going in going, well, it'll either be passable or a weird train wreck. Either way, it'll be interesting. And then it'll just be like flat season 11, Doctor over explain stuff. And I'll be like, I forgot how painful this can be just experiencing the dialogue.
Yeah, I'm in this weird spot of like, when I was watching The Timeless Children again the other day, in preparation for this discussion that I thought we were going to have on Wednesday, but oh well. Um,
Yeah.
I found myself just sort of nodding along to a lot of it. I just going like, oh yeah, okay. Yep, cool. It's like ripping a band-aid off. It's like I've already experienced the worst of it.
Yeah, it's like once you're prepared.
Yeah.
I think
I like I could
I feel prepared, but I'm afraid that I forget that I'll go in being like, maybe it will be good, and then I will just get
well,
disappointed all over again.
I mean that's my approach to media though, of like maybe it'll be good. I mean there's no evidence that it
Yeah.
will be, but like maybe.
Well, it's like I think it was Faris and Jay were talking about that. Like we always hope it will be somewhat good, but the precedent has been set that something has to majorly change for that to happen. And I think
Yeah.
I'm there. Like, it's yeah, of course I do hope it will be an improvement in some fashion, but I think that's almost the fallacy I keep falling into. Like maybe it'll just be good this time, and somehow it always just frustrates me to the point where I go, I don't know why I bothered the second time. I'm just gonna stop.
Hmm.
Like it's almost like I'm still on to Doctor Who as almost like a what's the word? It's purely out of just commitment at this point. Like there's
Yeah,
a
it's
season left, and we know she
Stockholm
leaves.
syndrome.
Yeah, I guess, but it's almost like a loyalty. Like I get why people like don't do that. You know, if you're not enjoying it, don't watch it. There's no sense in loyalty to something that's no longer like the thing you enjoyed. But I guess it is like again, knowing RTD is coming back, knowing there's only a season and a few specials before this era's over. It is like a well, I'll just give it its last shot. It deserves it. You know, 3 seasons like every other Doctor, and I'll be able to analyze something out of it. So it seems worth it, I guess, just on concept.
Right. Oh shit, I can't
But
use that.
yeah, it's almost like then confusing the I'll enjoy just seeing how it plays out for gee, I hope it just massively suddenly picks up
Yeah.
and then be like, oh, what is the Chibnall error? What was I thinking?
I think it's the thing though of like, what I was holding out hope for with this new season coming up was what is it? Maxine Alderton is writing the fourth
Yeah,
episode with Chris Chibnall, and we all thought, ah, that's got to be the Weeping Angel episode then. Thank God, episode 4 is going to be watchable. But that doesn't look to be the case anymore.
which will be interesting in itself. Because if Chibnall is solely writing the Weeping Angels episode,
Because it's episode 1 now.
like, especially I think because of all the complaints we have about how Moffat overused the Weeping Angels, it would be just fascinating to see someone else write them. Whether that's good or bad, but then likely not that good. Although I will say for Chibnall, I do think after like season 11 trying to write his own monsters, most of the season 12 classic monsters were at least not ruined, I would say. I
But
think.
the Cybermen
I mean,
in episode 11 and 12 fucking suck. They're just robots now.
yeah. I mean, I guess I'm thinking of a Shard, the Master, like Ruth.
Oh no, hang on. No,
Like,
you can't say the Master. The Master is ruined.
I don't know. I guess I find him fun. I don't necessarily find him.
That's the thing.
Yeah, he's not
in the
not
rewatch,
or anything.
I would agree with your stance that the Master is fun now, but no, it completely undoes the whole Missy development thing, assuming that Sacha Dhawan is even after Missy. Because you never know, they could just be, oh, it's from an earlier point in time, and in that case, yeah, sure, it works out, but until they confirm that...
Yeah, I guess that's though why, I guess, like, I saw even Moffat say, like, you don't need to explain how the Master comes back. I disagree, but I guess I just made my peace with
yeah,
that was inevitably going to happen.
Yeah, the show has set a precedent for that. Well, hang on. No, I think Stephen Moffat's the one that set the precedent for that, to be honest. It's like, if you think about it, RTD was like, oh, the Master is at the end of time because he ran away during the Time War, and that's why he's Derek Jacobi. And that makes sense. Like, the Time Lords, yeah, sure, they'd bring the Master back during the Time War. I think we got nothing here. Shit. And so him becoming John Sim completely makes sense. John Sim becoming Missy and coming back like that is like, okay, so Missy got a new regeneration from the Time Lords after the end of time and somehow left Gallifrey, which is...
Yeah, they definitely never proved that Sim which is weird in itself. Like, I really wish they after going out of his way to show the 8th Doctor regenerate into the 9th Doctor, why did he go out of his way to not show Sim regenerating to Missy?
Well, because he was regenerating in the elevator when she stabbed him in the back. Like, she specifically told him that he is going to become her. So, like, she remembers that this is where she became Missy.
I don't specifically confirmed like that was actually the connection, just that it would eventually. Although she did do the, like, you know, a lady. No, she mentioned remembering encountering herself.
Yeah, I met this scary lady who told me that if you were ever caught without this specific thing to power a TARDIS, she'll kill you.
Which I know is a dirty thing, but like, can they remember meeting each other without remembering who they were? Like, does Tennant remember that one time where he was with some old guy and a young guy?
No,
and they won't go pray and
no, I think what you're gonna find is that navigating those situations is a fucking headache. So don't bother.
Yeah.
All that matters is that at that point he knows that he's about to become Missy. Because she tells him, and I think Missy would be the authority on when does John Sim become Missy.
That's true. But yeah, what are your, I guess expectations is the wrong word. What are your thoughts on, like, the season 13 as a whole?
I think it's gonna walk back a lot of the past season. Like, the Doctor can't be the timeless child because of it screws with a lot of shit from Matt Smith's last episode where he's like, oh, I'm dying because I don't have any regens left. That was a dumb thing I did just then. I should have put that on the other one. Also, Ruth can't have a TARDIS that looks like a police box. She just can't. Like, unless they're going season 6B, which they're not, Ruth literally has to be like a doctor from an alternate dimension.
Yeah, I really hope they're not doing the 6B thing. I get why.
I would prefer it. I would genuinely prefer it at this point, but like, you then run into the whole issue of like, well, it's still an undying, limitless life creature. No. See, I think season 6B is fine because of what we see with Brendan in Ascension of the Cybermen, where like he's put into a situation by the Division. Like the Division kind of works with season 6B. So it's like the Division are taking the Doctor, who was once Patrick Troughton, and placing him in these situations because they want to continue to interfere. Oh, but that doesn't even fucking... I hate the Time Lords. Like, I hated the Time Lords in the classic series because when they kept showing up, you lose that sort of majesty and it becomes mundane, and their rules are kind of convoluted as you go from adventure to adventure. But here it's like, if you try to justify the Division within this, it's just gonna raise more questions that I don't think the show's ever gonna answer. My head hurts just trying to think about it at this point, because it's like, it makes sense, but the existence of the Division doesn't make sense because that's what they punished the Doctor for doing. Like, the second Doctor regenerates because he's meddled with Earth's affairs, and the Time Lords have finally caught up to him. And yet there's a group on Gallifrey that are specifically like, we need to interfere because otherwise bad things are gonna happen. And it's like, no shit.
Wait, what did I miss? My phone went flat.
Oh, geez. I was just complaining that, like, the Division doesn't work. The Division works with Season 6B as just an agency that will put the Doctor in situations where they are needed in order to solve problems and stuff. At that point, the show becomes like this anthology series, which it will never be. Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm genuinely concerned of. Like, if it's a weird Season 6B, like, oh, because, as a previous fan, shouldn't have wants to tie it all together. I get that urge. But, like, don't do that because we've already got a bunch of war stuff that says there can't be anything in between there. But then the whole, like, if Ruth is a separate Doctor and there's this whole, now there's a spin-off where there's a whole separate Doctor. I mean, like, I guess you could be doing that anyway, like the Big Finish stuff. But, like, also it feels weird. Like, I guess there's a part of me that goes, as the first, like, Doctor of Color, maybe don't say, oh, but they're a separate Doctor. They're their own thing. They can't be tied to this. Because then it would just feel like we've just got two Doctors that have to be separate for reasons.
Gamers Reyes, thanks for the raid. Blade Runner N34, gamers in the house. Oh no, it's Simo. Why is there a Simo emote? I say that as if, like, there can't be. Of course there can. I just don't want to see it. Not in my house. Yeah, no, the Division could absolutely work with 6B, except for the whole. I think this was like the last thing I said, but like the Doctor was put on trial and forced to regenerate because of his interference in other people's affairs, which is like not what the Time Lords wanted. So they finally caught up to him, and yet there's a whole agency within the Time Lord structure that is like, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
Simo.
What's going on, guys?
It's Simo bringing you another way to monetize the classics. I swear, he started like a 5th series.
Trump.
Because there's like, there's Prog, there's History, there's the one that he's doing with his other friend, there's, I swear there was one more, and then now there's, this bidding series.
Oh, right. I didn't realize that was a series. I was just like, wait.
Big Red
has a
Raid, a
lot
fellow
of...
duelist. Yeah, thanks. And Break of the Farfa.
I enjoy the Farfa series reacting to the Progression series.
Yeah, I watched well, I don't anymore, but like I watched the MBT reacting to it because like I'm not gonna get anything substantial out of actually watching the series. But I don't even watch it, but like listening to someone making the comments that my brain is thinking as it's going on is just really cathartic. Well, hope you have some fun duels. I'm ahead of. Yep. Bye, gamers. Zreus. Nido. Yeah, it's really exhausting, Yu-Gi-Oh! Content at this point. I say that as if I'm not currently producing some.
I guess, I've seen it in both directions. Like, it's really tough as just a YouTube thing. Because like they said, like, unless it's, again, with Doctor Who, it's like, without news of new stuff coming out, or going over the same, like, it was weird to see, I don't know how to pronounce it, but they were talking about Star Wars, and my brain was just going, wait a second, this is Star Wars content, but it's the guy who talks about Doctor Who content. And like, there's nothing wrong with that, but my brain just kept waiting for him to mention Cyberman or something.
Right.
So, like, I can see why people get stuck in a certain genre or show or niche, and it's a right challenge to come up with something new. Like have you seen the new Pokemon World Randomizer thing?
The what?
There's like, I forget who it was, but someone played Pokemon Platinum and randomized it all, or randomized the map. Oh yeah, sorry, I sent that to you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you did actually. That was literally last night.
Yeah, I couldn't remember that. But yeah, it's like I was looking at that going, damn, this is refreshing. Like, this will be a whole new challenge for people. But it's like, until something like that comes out, what do? You just like play the game a bit, and like, it's just hard to come up with a whole new format. I guess is my point. So I can see why SEMA was trying to, like, reinvigorate. What's the word? When you're trying to invent a whole new thing. It's like he's trying to throw as many series out there as possible.
Yeah.
To try and do something.
The issue is, like, he always starts off with fucking Legend of Blue Eyes. I'm sick of it. If I have to hear the word Legend of Blue Eyes again, and I know I'm gonna say them in, like, literally the next sentence, probably, but, like, I'm gonna have a fucking meltdown.
Yeah.
I've been tired of the same 3 decks being the exact same meta for the past 4 formats, so I decided to return to the old habits and make custom cards. I love custom cards.
Yeah.
I still really... Ooh, there might be an idea for a stream down the line of just, like... so I have a really fun idea for a custom deck. Well, I have several, actually. But it's the Necromancer archetype, which is a bunch of, like, spellcaster zombies that rely on, like, normal monsters as cost to activate effects during your turn, and then during your opponent's turn, because it's split up into 2 different archetypes. There's the Necromancers and the Sleepy Villa. The Sleepy Villa are the ones that are sending normal monsters from the deck to the graveyard for their effects, whereas the Necromancer is reviving them, returning them to the deck, and restoring life. And I think that's a really interesting concept that really needs some serious balancing.
That's a thing that achieves like 8,000 every time.
Yeah, no, I've removed that from my current thing, but like, yeah, no, it needs work. Is putting it lightly.
It would be an interesting video though. Like, you could even get like people sending in ideas.
Yeah, no, I'd just be doing it on like a stream, because like I'm at the point where I'm like, I can't sit down to edit videos anymore. I just don't have the time or the patience. But like sitting down for like 3 hours on a Friday, Sunday, Monday, or Wednesday, just to sort of chill, play games, and chat to people, I can absolutely do that.
Yeah, that's what I've been editing the same thing since December last year, because I literally I edit it anytime I'm able to use my laptop, and then I've had migraines the rest of the time. And I'm looking at it like it probably was done like an edit ago, but I just keep having to drop it for migraine purposes. Like, clearly, as I'm doing this, I'm like, yeah, this is just so much more efficient.
The most recent archetype I created is called Silhouette Knights, where they specialize in extension and shuffling cards from the hand and graveyard to resolve their effects. Yeah, that's really cool. That's also a really cool name, just Silhouette Knights. Like, I'm imagining this ghostly sort of... Or even graceful, actually. Like, imagine a knight on a horse, but, like, she's wearing, like, a wedding gown.
See, I just kind of pictured, like... You know, in the movies where, like, you can't see the character yet? You just see,
they're like this
shadow.
black... Yeah, you know, literally a silhouette. I guess I'm thinking of veiled more than silhouettes. But that's fine. I study English. I totally know what words mean. Would you like to see one of them? The issue is I don't think I have links enabled in chat, just to avoid, like, spam bots. Yeah, so there'd be an issue there.
Is there a way to how fast can you invent an email address?
Not when I've been drinking. I could simply whisper it to you. Would that be sufficient? I have no idea how whispers work, but you could try.
That'd be so strange if we were sitting here and we just hear a whisper and like.
No. It's a thing on Twitch. I think it's like the messenger system. What do I want?
Oh, wow.
Hooray! They surrendered. We win. Either that or they lost connection. I'll take it as a win either way. Let's see. How can I check whispers on phone? There's the button. Yeah, I guess try whispering. Let us see. Actually, hang on. Does Dueling Book open on phones? One way to find out.
Yeah.
Like it should. Yep, it does. So I should be able to see. Really liking the art. And I really like mechs.
I sent the entire deck list by accident.
That's not the Gura, no.
Are you able to see, like, if it shows the deck list, does it show all the pictures or just like a list of
I'm seeing
names?
all the pictures. Because you're familiar with the Dueling Book deck list, yeah? Where it's the images in a tile. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Alright. I don't mind not loading and just not having pictures.
See, I'd say, oh, well, I'll just send it to you. But then I was like, no, it would be in the same issue. Sorry, I'm really distracted by just... Like, I'm not even reading the text at this point. I'm just like, oh, God, it's so nice. Let me get back to Discord. Not Discord, Thingo.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, no, I want stream manager. Also, I want to actually play cards before my opponent gets mad at me for slow playing in a game where we have... What is it that I worked it out to? Like, the timer that I set lasts like 3 days.
Wow.
Per turn. Oh, because like I set it to something stupid like, oh, it's in the millions of seconds or whatever, and that just seemed to work out to like 3 days.
Well, has anyone played a long game of Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
I feel like they do with those Monopoly games.
Or just leave it and come back to it. Yeah. Each and every card has a specific role to play in the deck. Not a single card would be unused. Yeah, no, that's the kind of deck. I don't know what you would call it, like deck building philosophy or just concept that I really, really like. As like everything is doing something.
Yeah, everything has its purpose. There's nothing
a
more
well-oiled
frustrating
machine.
It's when Konami releases like a set and you're like, okay, those two are useful. What are the rest of them for? Like, we just needed something to fill the list.
I feel like I've just insulted Ghostricks in like a very serious way. I also realized I haven't switched up lists. I'm gonna play Ghostrick Mill next, and hopefully have more success. No random attack boost, hand trap, or something really out of left field. It's all very synergistic deck that wants to work with itself. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Is like in archetype decks are really cool.
Hmm. Yeah.
Halki Fibrax would be a much better regarded card by me if it was just for Cristrons. Same with
Yeah, I agree.
if Verte Anaconda didn't exist, or it only worked for like it required Predaplant monsters rather than effect monsters. People would be still running Red Eyes Dragoon and the new Destiny Hero guy, but they'd be less consistent, kinda.
Yeah, it
Like,
also, but it also allows for theme to really shine through. Like it would be nice if Red Eyes Dragoon only lasted in Red Eyes and Dark Magician decks. Because then at least you'd be like, oh, they're playing Dark Magician and by extent Red Eyes Dragoon because it's part Dark Magician. Whereas like stuff like Vertain Honda, you can literally, as soon as it's that splashable, like it's good competitively because it's that splashable,
yeah.
but it does kind of then take away from where it'd be nice if it had a specific idea in mind, not just this is the polymerization card now.
Like, I keep flip-flopping on this, but like I like Verte Anaconda as a card. It's just the fact that like the best decks are able to exploit the hell out of it when they don't even
Yeah.
need the extra advantage.
Whereas like we like nightmares for the same reason. Like you don't need Mystical Space Typhoon as much, but at least then like they've got that is their function. Like the nightmares are just kind of spell replacement,
Yeah.
and it's not. I don't think the nightmares have been abused to the point where it's like. I think we do. We always end up
Yeah, but that's because we're
thinking
like
of them.
playing very
Like
casual.
yeah, but yeah, in like serious competitive, I don't think every deck is like. And then we Nightmare Phoenix, and that's it.
Yeah, Nightmare Phoenix has literally decided games for us.
Also, because we play. Are you right? It's not just the casual. It's like we play real awful
Joke
stuff on
decks.
purpose, and
Like,
then we're like, oh hey, Nightmare Phoenix is actually useful after everything else falls apart.
yeah, and like, I don't think a list is complete without Nightmare Phoenix. Not gonna lie. What do I
Which one?
want? Uh, just deck building in general. I think Nightmare Phoenix pretty damn good. Decks aren't complete without it.
Yeah, I guess it's like because it's got that nightmare theme. I'm at least like, it's a set of cards that's their function. Like I don't necessarily need a purely Karibo deck, but at least the level 1 fiend thing is like, okay, I can use something on that theme. But if every Karibo in itself was just a versatile like OTK card, then I'd be like, well, that's really frustrating.
It just makes me think. You haven't seen the new Karibo stuff, have you?
I've only seen, I think, that one advert that was like, there's a few Yugi revamps.
Right. Yeah. Well, I played them a while ago. They're pretty fun.
Hmm.
I think Dragoon and Anaconda
Okay.
are niche, but I want it banned because it's babies bad players to only making them want to play
Yeah,
Dragoon Turbo. Plus, it's a very crutch card for decks who can't play through several hand
yeah,
traps and still be rewarded for simply summoning 2 monsters. Yeah,
yeah.
you're not going to get
It's
any
like
argument here.
it's like an automatic out that you don't have to think about.
Yeah, it's like playing Mystic Mine. It's like the second you play Mystic Mine and you have like no monsters on board while your opponent has an established board, it's like, why am I even playing this game?
Yeah,
If you can play one card and change the tide, and that sounds butthurt, because I complain about it every stream, but like,
it's one of those cards we'll enjoy using, but it's also frustrating to go up
I
against because you
I
don't
don't
like you.
even think so.
Eh, it's I guess it's easier to not care about strategy if you're winning, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but it's not really a great way to win. Like it's like once I'm using it, I'm like, well, even if I win with it, I still feel like I kind of cheated my way through it. It'd be nice to win without it.
Yeah, it's cards like those that, like, even my cross-out designator that I got, I'm like, oh, I should really actually be selling that now before it really drops in price, or in value. But like, owning Dragoon, didn't make me feel like a better player. And selling it brought me more happiness than, uh, than,
Yeah,
than being able to use it.
I think that's ultimately what the goal should be for every card usage. It's like if if the card's letting you win just because the card has an auto win function,
I just
then
got
you're
fucked
not
over
actually
by
learning
Mirror
how to be better
Force.
at the game.
Oh. I miss the day when people were
Actually, yeah.
terrified of Exciton Knight. What about
I
Totally Awesome?
absolutely
Was this?
and that's I think the other part is that like things like the frogs and that are a really cool theme. So it's like it's nice when there isn't an overlordy archetype where all the other archetypes can at least have a bit of like they're not all going to be created equal. But at least like I can be a toad player, I can be a Haribo player, I can like it. I think it again speaks back to even the Dragoon is overly popular because a lot of Dark Knight Magician support is overly popular. But like, where's my pure Kazajan support? Where's my Gate Guardian support?
Yeah,
Like
no,
it's
that's something we
gotta
constantly
respect
complain about. We want
like
the Gate Guardian.
I think it's just it for me. It's fundamentally speaks to a further like you've got all these creative, different avenues to explore, and just making the next huge negate card kind of just wastes any effort.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, make a bunch of smaller, weird cards that do a specific weird thing, and let us as strategists find a cool way to use it.
beyond that, that's why I kind of want to stick to like the rogue, casual, fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I play Zeus in my Ghostrick decks, but that's more because I have to more than I want to. Speaking of, I need to get a copy of Zeus while it's still fucking cheap.
That is the other challenge, though. When new cards come out and they're like, we've revamped it, so now this deck is competitive. It's like,
Oh,
no.
Ghostricks are never gonna be,
And
let's face it. But that's why I love them. I'm
yeah,
never gonna be in the situation where I'm like, oh damn, this Ghostrick deck, it's too expensive.
wasn't what was the card you said much earlier that was
Cross out
expensive?
Designator.
No, but I think it was way before that.
Uh,
It was something that you looked into and was inevitably hugely
oh,
expensive.
the Baron de
Really big.
Fleur.
Oh, right, yeah.
The new Synchro from Synchro Storm.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if that was a ghost trick or not.
It's not. If it was a ghost trick, I'd be like, oh, someone fucked up.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that's the thing. When decks rely too much on one specific thing, they end up relying on it more and more until they end up auto-scooping the moment it gets outed by one of hundreds of cards. Baroness is an example of a good, easy-to-summon Omni-Negate. Yeah,
I agree with the first part, but you know me as playing against you with Baronesses, I have a real trouble outing it. Maybe I'm just terrible
no,
at
that's
outing.
not that's not Shino Birds. That's the
Oh,
new
not sure.
card.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
this is the good Omni Negate.
Like, I don't know how good Shino birds are actually considered to be,
They're
but
not.
I struggle hard against them.
Yeah, Shino Birds are like in the same sort of category. No, they're a bit above Ghostricks, and that like
Yeah.
well, it's because rituals just keep getting like reinvented to just be
Yeah.
easier to get out. But realistically, hey, we won. They scooped. This is exactly the win condition of Ghostricks. My opponent just gets bored with me. Anyway, I'm gonna switch up to Ghostrick Mill now.
It does actually remind me of that time where I was like, let's try a clown deck, and then found out all the clowns do is switch them to attack or defense and pop something.
Yeah.
And you had your, what is it, Ghostrick?
No, it was the
Princess.
Box of Friends with Princess
Oh, yeah.
Cologne. That's actually still on my YouTube channel.
It was just
I can't
like,
believe it. It took us 2 hours to get through that game, and the replay was like
yeah.
5 minutes.
Because the replay was just like, and I was like, I popped this thing, but I can't pop your permanent thing, and you can't attack me
Yeah.
because your permanent thing has defense. So there's the game. Oh, it still hurts to think about.
Mm,
This is the longest game I've ever played of Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know. It's really painful, but it's also really fun, just the back and forth that it was.
Yeah,
And
like, it's one of those, like, it's painful in memory, but it was really interesting to try and find a way around it.
Yeah. It's like the key thing is like Yu-Gi-Oh is a 2-player game.
Yeah. Which I've actually found, I used to get really fed up with the back and forth, like, my turn, your turn thing. I really wanted to invent a game that was like
It's all
both
real
players
time.
go
It's
at
like
the
the
same time.
fastest you can put your cards down.
And I think I finally reached a point where I'm like, I've got as close as I can while still acknowledging that the brain doesn't compute that. Like, it's even with the things that I've tried to design, I'm like, I've ended up at a point where I'm like, no, we both play a card down, but it's still then like we both reveal our cards, but then someone has to go first in explaining what we've done. You can't just track both players at the same time. Just someone has to announce first. At which point it's like, well, how do I decide? Because I had a mechanic where like 2 characters are running across a board, and I just kept running into what happens when they collide. And I was like, well, you both do a thing. What if that ends in a draw? Well, then they both do it again. What if it ends in a draw? It's like rock, paper, scissors. Like, you either just get stuck doing the same thing over and over again, or someone has to get priority. And I think I've finally reached the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a necessary mechanic. I'm reading the comments. Yeah, it's a. I was gonna say it's an interesting thing where Yu-Gi-Oh. What the biggest thing I've learned from game design, which I think a lot of people already know, is obviously keep it simple.
Yeah.
The amount of different ways I've experimented with a thing before I was finally like, what if I just make this? It's an individual,
Hang on.
like, add cards with multiple actions, and then be like, because in my mind I was like, it gives you more options, it gives you more things, and I just kept cutting stuff until I got to a point where I was like, if you have, like with Yu-Gi-Oh, you have a hand of cards, but each card only does one thing. You actually get more options that way because you understand what your options are. And then I'm looking at how Yu-Gi-Oh is at the moment with the huge card text. And this is why I'm a big advocate for the numbers written on the cards. Like
Yeah, to
the
signify
TCG,
effects like in the OCG.
Yeah, as I'm just fundamentally like, it's getting overwhelming just to look at a card and go, what does it do?
Yeah, I know, it's weird, a normal summoned apprentice. Yeah, but like, it all just really comes to a head when you look at Endymion and you go, I don't know what I'm looking at.
It is the first structure deck that I bought when we got back into it. And I remember, like, when we were playing against, I don't remember what deck you were playing, but I just remember sitting there going, hang on, I gotta read this.
I think it was just a random collection of your cards.
I,
It might have been
yeah,
that's when like I clicked on like Silent Magician was like actually fucking amazing.
yeah. And maybe I was sitting there like, oh, I should put Monster Reborn in this because it uses spells. Oh, actually, and then after all that, like finally learning how the deck kind of works, just with the structure deck, they were then like banned several of the cards.
Hmm.
Commenter said, I bought all Endymion stuff and I never learned it because I didn't want to read it. I'm like, yeah, I could probably get that.
Yeah, I bought one of the decks. Then they went out of stock,
Oh,
which really sucks because like I kind of want two more just so I don't have to like um pay for more Droll and Lockbirds anytime soon. And also
yeah.
Endymion stuff is probably gonna go up in price because like uh pendulums are pretty damn good.
Yeah, I don't know how good they've gotten.
Oh, here's the
Again,
thing.
me,
I
it's
I
not
wouldn't
a.
play them in real life. Like my favorite pendulum deck um is Sulfur Chords, and I'm still waiting on them to arrive. Um
Right, sure, yeah.
but like I wouldn't play them in real life, but I would definitely play them in a simulator.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean, like, there's certain pendulums I can think of that are good, but it's like it's not that they're not. I guess it's like around the time those structure decks came out, I remember it was like Endymion, then Salamangreat, then something. I feel like there was something in between
It was
when
Salad.
Shadow the Gold.
Wait, hang on, what?
I'm just thinking of like because there were a bunch of like really good structure decks in a row you could basically take to tournament. But I'm like I think the reason was because they were multiple effect. Like I remember each structure deck being like, right now I got to figure out how these work. It was always like they came with their own strategy, which was nice. But then it was such a what's the word when you start something? There's not an easy gateway into it.
Um, I know what you're talking about, but like I'm also distracted. Have a good one, Blade
Yeah.
Runner. And yeah, yeah, Sulfur Chords. My bank doesn't like me. Pendulum Magicians, the first structure deck of them was my favorite. Wait, oh right, they were a structure deck, weren't they? Because I specifically remember they were split up into Pendulum Evolution, the booster set. Um,
I was trying to remember what the self codes were. Are they the ones with the different like melodies attached?
yeah, the music looking
Yeah,
ones.
I would like that as a theme.
I like it as a deck. I might actually like if you wanna see like a pro play 'em. I say that as if I'm uh worth considering myself a pro. I'm really not. I'm just like some guy who plays them. Like I might finish up with them because they seem to be like the other deck that I play.
Yeah, I suspect it was. Again, it makes me wonder like how good I actually am at Yu-Gi-Oh. That I'm like, there's a bunch of decks you play that absolutely wreck me, and then I'm like, I don't even think they're that competitive. So I don't know what that says. Like, I'm losing to these very not competitive decks. But then like, I feel like I remember
Uh
being heavily beaten by the chords. Can't remember now.
um
I
I
suspect any
think
master
I
deck would beat me.
played them against you.
Yeah, I remember them coming up. Like, I just
I
can't
think
remember if it was.
I think this was back when I didn't have a very competent list and it was mainly pure sulfur chords. Whereas right now it's like a 60 card list that plays like 5 different pendulum engines. Because that's what you kind of have to do when you're playing pendulum.
Yeah.
Oh, like there's the theory that I've learnt uh since playing like on stream is that 60 cards is absolutely correct for only pendulums. Like,
Yeah.
if you play 60 cards in basically any other deck, you're probably not going to have a good time. But with pendulums, and
Yeah.
specifically sulfur chords, I'm like, nah, this is alright. I'm pretty sure we just lose here. Shit. Yep, we lost to Dark Magician. To be great at Yu-Gi-Oh, you need to know what everything does and how everything plays. Yeah, so I hope when Master Duel comes out, they have an official rulings guide. Well, Ghostrick Mill didn't play out.
Is this I feel like we need more terminology, but is this Dark Magician just Dark Magician, or is this like Red Eyes Dragoon?
Well, Dragoon could absolutely be in it, but I lost to just the Dark Magician portion.
Oh.
That's fine. Oh no, this is DDD. Oh, actually, if you watch this, you might learn how to play the deck. Not as like a
No,
mean-spirited thing to say.
No, it's fine. I remember trying to play it and being like, this sounds really cool that I have to like pay a price to do like a demonic thing. And then it was like, oh wait, no, this costs a lot. Like you have to pay costs. That's a bad mechanic, kind of. Like I just didn't know how to manage it. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's like a combo deck with one line of play, and you do that every turn.
Yeah, I remember that now. Being like, I need that exact card to start with, then I need this in this exact order. And then like it was a bunch of again me going, I need to read this. Which one do I do now? And then finally like got it once and was like, hooray! It's done now. It's the only problem with an OTK combo. It's like once you've done it, then what do you do?
Yeah. If I really wanted to play like a proper mill deck, I might as well have just played Trickstar. Your Trickstar. DDD has a high ceiling, super combo.
Wait, hang on, what deck are you playing?
I'm playing a mill deck, but Trickstar has this amazing trap card where it's just banish your opponent's entire hand, and they draw the same number of cards.
Alright.
And like,
I was gonna say, why are you playing Needleworm?
Because it sends the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck to the grave. This is a mill deck.
What am I thinking of? What's the Cocoon of Evolution-y thing?
The Petite Moth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it looks a bit like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at that thinking, oh, that's that. The main insect that's only good in the combo. That reminds me of back when Jaws to the Roses was a thing on PS2. Because it was like moving cards around a board, and because you achieved fusion just by having cards ram into each other. So I always got the legendary Great Moth, whatever it's called, the Great Moth, and I then also had a Pumpkin King, turn everything zombie.
Oh, Lava Moth was the correct answer. It wasn't Petite Moth, it was the second one, Lava.
Yeah, that's the one. Because then you gotta wait a bunch of other turns. But yeah, no, I always had that combo. Like, I would literally sit all my cards at the back row as my opponent came towards me. And I would just set up Great Moth plus Becoming Zombie plus Pumpkin King. But in Jaws to the Roses, there was no end point. It wasn't like after 4 turns the effect stops. So I just sat there like piling it up. And then I would just charge my opponent with like 8,000 attack monsters. And that was my favorite thing to do in Jaws to the Roses. Never got a Blue Eyes White Dragon because of the way the mechanics worked. You had to like slot machine for them. And if they were rarely ever in the slot machine, let alone it was too fast. Like it was almost like it rigged it and just never got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes me think, like, on stream, I've been playing Nightmare Troubadour recently. Um, and my end goal is to build, like, a good Duel Monsters era Harpy deck.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of the good cards that I need aren't available until, like, later on in the game. So it's
Yeah.
really, I might as well just play it off stream until I get up to that point. Because otherwise I'm
There's
just...
also stuff like Mirror Wall. I'm always disappointed that Mirror Wall costs 2,000. Just like let me halve attack points. If it's not really that powerful a trap when plenty of stuff can just negate attacks entirely. Also, I want to be able to recreate the thing Yugi does. With like, there's the whole point of half this nostalgic stuff. It's like the idea of Mirror Wall is like, oh no, you attacked, and your attack got halved, and Yugi keeps walking into it. And it's like, yeah, well, if I have to pay 2,000 life points, I can only do that 3 times. And after the first time, you're just not going to attack. So,
Yeah.
Same with Deck Devastation Virus. When's that coming out?
You mean the one from the Pyramid of Light that mills, like, the top 10 cards?
Every turn mill 10 cards. Yeah.
I don't think that's ever gonna come out, but they've recently announced that the Attack Guidance Armor is coming.
Yay!
Yeah, in a Kaiba promo thing with, like, a suitcase, I think it is.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how it's being released in Japan. In the TCG, it hasn't actually been confirmed yet. But, like, oh, it's only a matter of time. Yeah, eventually they're gonna run out of cards to import, and they'll be like, we should probably import, like, the fun stuff from Pyramid of Light.
Yeah, like an actual Pyramid of Light, the banned god cards.
Yeah.
Because, like, how can that really hurt? It's like, it'll be too powerful. We don't play god cards anyway.
Can't play the god cards. And also, hang on, are the god cards hang on, this is probably a really stupid question, but, like, can you play them at, like, the World Championship? Or is there some stupid, like...
Now.
Like,
the ones we have now are, like, viable. Not competitively viable.
Oh, yeah, no, but I mean, like, isn't, like, the list for Worlds is, like, a combination of the TCG and the OCG ban list, and there's also a bunch of, like, stuff you can't play, I think?
Oh, okay.
I might just be talking out of my ass because I'm fucking drunk.
I genuinely don't know, because I know, like, the ban list and that, and I know they released, like, official cards. Because, like, obviously we've had destruction recently, so it'd be funny if... I didn't hear anyone saying, like, why are they releasing these? We can't play these. It was just more, why are they releasing these? We can't play them competitively because they're not good.
Clearly, the people saying that haven't had Soul... What is it? Soul Exchange or whatever it is used on them.
Exchanging souls?
Yeah, it is annoying as hell. I hate it.
Yeah. But, I mean,
I believe they go by OCG ban list. That would make sense, but I feel like a few years ago when I actually looked into it, there was, like, some TCG stuff there.
Yeah.
I thought it was just, like, a hybrid list. It was like, we're just gonna hit all of the problem cards that both lists are hitting.
I guess it really depends as well. Like, because I do believe there are certain cards that aren't. Now I'm not sure, because I'm like, I do believe there are certain cards that are banned, but not on the ban list. Like, they're not banned, they're just, like, unofficial things. Like, I don't think Heroic, the godly one...
Yeah, the God Fusion doesn't exist.
I don't think that's on the ban list, but it just doesn't function. You just can't use it.
We lost to DDD as well. I think they can't play TCG exclusive cards either. That might actually be it. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. I'm surrendering.
Do we have... I mean, again, this is going to be a dumb question, but do we have TCG exclusive? I always thought it was like an OCG, and then we just get like a cut of them.
No, we
I'm
have
not
TCG
gonna think we
exclusive
have like
archetypes. That's what was it? Plunder Patrol. Spiral started as one.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like every few
Yeah.
core sets, we always get a TCG exclusive. War Rocks. Yeah, that's a good example of a really shit TCG deck. And yeah, GG. Yeah. What were we expecting? We're playing Ghostricks, and you'd think after a few weeks I would have gotten good with this deck.
I guess also, again, because I'm usually casual against them, all I know is that they're so trolly, I can't get around them. I'm like, what is everyone else playing? Because I can only like half see your stream, like I can tell what cards you're using, but I can't really
Well,
follow what.
so far I think I've faced DDD, I've faced Dark Magician, a Photon list that wasn't very good. I laugh at Galaxy Eyes and Photon players. Oh, Cosmos,
Oh, right.
were
So it has been a
TCG.
I thought we were always. Yeah, I thought it was just they create cards and then we.
Right, now we're going up against
What we like.
Adamantipator.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, no, the TCG's fine with doing that, and then they send them over to the OCG. There's
Yeah.
kind of a funny one actually, of like last year when Toon Chaos came out, technically the TCG got exclusive toons. Because like the OCG, they didn't have Toon Harpy Lady at this point. So we got Toon Harpy Lady. And you know how the Harpies, their artwork is censored? Like, they're wearing skin suits instead of like the bikinis.
Yeah.
So when the OCG finally got it, they removed the skin suit for Toon Harpy Lady. And it's just it's always funny to me just hearing that. Of like they
Yeah.
decensored it. This cartoon.
Someone somewhere was like, I'm not drawing this unless we get that offer.
We'll just remove that layer in the Photoshop. No, it was probably designed ahead of time and was just given to the TCG early.
Yeah, and they just went, yeah, couldn't care less about it censoring it.
Yeah.
It is funny, some of the censors they do. I'm like,
I can understand the
whole-
Harpies. I can understand that.
oh no, the Harpies, yeah, I guess I'm thinking of the Dark Magician
Right,
satanic
yeah.
symbol. It's like, yeah. Part of me is just like, relax.
Well,
It's not, I've never seen the Dark
yeah.
Magician girl card haunt people. I guess my point is like, how often do you
I'm
see
pretty
this-
sure the card art would be harmless. It's the second you like Google image like Dark Magician Girl, you're gonna run into problems.
Yeah.
Like that's where all the problems exist. And I'm only saying Google image because like there are worse sites out there. But like you're definitely gonna run into it just on a basic Google search.
Which is interesting when you can like Google a thing and immediately get the Rule 34 version before getting the actual version.
I don't
Like,
have any examples because I don't bother with this.
Maybe, I mean, actually, yeah, no,
Well, you find like the soft core.
I was going to assume Gardevoir from Pokemon is one of
Oh
those
yeah,
things.
that's actually I don't think you'll find actual porn on Google image results though.
Yeah,
And
I may be wrong. Like,
I'm not asking chat to check for me because I'm not going to.
I do assume if you just Google thing in itself, you'll
It'd be
just
like
get
safer
But
version.
I was wrong. It doesn't take that long.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying it would take forever to find.
Yeah, it didn't take more than a page. Yeah. I literally just typed in Gardevoir images. First page. Didn't take anything.
I love the internet. I'm so glad that my life is surrounded by it.
Yeah. I want to say I don't mean to shame it. That I'm not going to claim I wasn't accidentally, but like it is just odd that okay, that's graphic. Yeah, yeah, okay.
I'm glad I'm the one
I
streaming
was
and not you.
I couldn't even yeah. Like I knew I knew roughly what I was gonna find, but I did not actually imagine what I just saw. So yeah,
And
it's
now
interesting how
that's in
quickly
your
it can get
brain.
muddy. Yeah, yeah. Glad I looked that up, just for record purpose. Yeah, no, I don't find it interesting though that it is like I didn't go looking for that. It just is an inherent part of. But clearly, Google thinks that's what you're looking for if you search for that in general.
Well, surely it's based on like community searches. Like
Yeah,
it's not necessarily saying you are looking for it. It's just saying this is what most people are looking for. So just go with the crowd.
yeah, but that's where it shows consensus. Like you start off going, "I'm just trying to look for an anime thing," and how quickly Google goes, "You must mean a real Rule 34 thing," because anyone who searches that anime thing, that's what they're looking for. So it's interesting, yeah, just how quickly the smut like it just it takes priority to the actual source.
Which
But I
bring
guess if that you could say that to like movies and stuff. Like when you Google a film, you Google a book and get the film instead, like just because it's more commonly seen.
right, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm getting at. It's an
Yeah,
interesting
no,
experiment.
I feel like we're getting away from the whole it's funny how uh the cards no one's gonna care. Um
Yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, whether there's a satanic image on Dark Magician Girl, that's not the thing that a lot of people are gonna
Hooray,
be
they surrendered.
seeing.
Oh, that's actually probably the interesting thing. I think that because you're looking at the stream, there's like a 3 second delay. So, me saying "Yay, they surrendered" on stream comes up like a second after I actually say it to you in the call.
All right.
I didn't think that through. But yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, I'm giving you spoilers for the stream.
Oh
Oh my
no.
god, I just drew Ash Blossom. Okay, it's a few seconds behind. Let's face it, but whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you mean you drew Ash Blossom? You haven't drawn your hand yet.
Yeah, it's just there's a latency thing,
Yeah.
which is fine. Oh my god, this is Starry Nights. Oh, I love this deck. In that, it's really awful, and I want it to be good one day.
Yeah. If I think I grabbed a few of those by accident when I bought some new packs of stuff.
It was in Ghosts from the Past.
Yeah, I think I bought like one pack of it just to see. Naturally, didn't pull any ghosts and went, yeah, I don't know why I bought this.
That's the thing. A while ago, I think I mentioned this, but like, I bought some tins, which is how I got cross-ad designator, and like that's the only good thing I got from it. But I
Yeah,
was really tempted when I was doing that to buy just a box of Ghosts from the Past because they were available still.
bro.
Knowing I'm not gonna pull the Dark Magician, but if I did, it would be amazing.
Yeah, I like what the comments are saying. Ghost from the past. I'm gonna assume that's a
It's a
grumpy
devil.
emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've not seen that one before, so I don't know what
Well,
it's
it's the purple
implicating.
devil.
Right. But yeah, so it's ghosts from the past, ghosts. It's like, yeah, no, it's so weird how they're like, the ghosts are rare.
There are only
It's like,
5 of them, and that your chances of pulling them are really, really. Like, I don't like the
yeah,
the gold rares, but like, holy shit, you could actually get golds. Like, they're in each pack.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
it's an
it's an
imp.
imp. Right, cool, yeah.
I fail to see any significant difference between what I said and what it is.
Well, I mean, I assume the
It's
imp
not
is
evil. What the fuck?
devil. That would to me imply more like yeah, trickstery, jokey. Yeah, but yeah, it's like I actually love the maximum gold. Like I like the way the gold lights up when everything else goes dark.
Right?
But it's like, but even that, like I actually bought an entire set of the gold ones, which I've never done for a set. So I'm like, I just like the design of it, and I actually bought one of each. Like, so I've actually got just a set of them.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm like,
cool.
I love that I've got a set of them. Whereas Ghost from the Past, it's like, yeah, they all cost like $50 or something.
What? No,
And
no, way
you
more
can't
than
use it.
that. Like, Dark Magician, last I checked, was like $500.
Oh,
Buy
yeah.
Synchro Storm. I'm not gonna do that. I don't like buying random packs if I don't have to, or if I'm not tempted to. And like, I don't care about Synchro Storm. Not gonna lie. Like, I'm interested in the Lyrilisk deck, but only because I like Lyrilisk in general. I'm not as excited about Lyrilisk Tri-Brigade, because I think Tri-Brigade is fucking boring at this point.
I suppose it depends on like, it's like
But
Simo says, if
yeah,
you
I'm
want
gonna
a
buy
specific set.
singles.
Yeah. Like, I find singles frustrating only because, like, I live in Australia
Yeah, we have a
and
fucking terrible
I
card
always
market here.
find, like, despite, like, when I buy books, I get them within the month. But when I buy cards, it's I forget that I bought them, and then, like, they arrive.
Yeah.
It's a long that I said I bought them. But yeah, it's sort of like it
Oh
goes from
dear.
the past by frustrating because it looked like the silver white version of Maximum Gold. I was like, why would you have a set where you can literally get a gold in every pack, and then goes from the past where you can't?
Presumably, it's because it costs more to produce ghost rares. But even then, I'd be
Yeah, I
like,
did.
if you mass produce them, is it really going to be an issue?
And why does it cost more? Like, I really wish I understood
I imagine it's
how
like the
like cards
holographic
work.
foiling of like, how do you remove, I guess, the color from the art and print it in a way that sort of keeps all of its definition?
Yeah.
Wind is my favorite attribute. Yeah, I
Um.
like wind. I'm just not that enthusiastic about the packs.
Yeah. I like. Again, it's for the whole dragon spellcaster thing. I feel like dark and light get a lot of attention, and I really wish there was more. Like I release stuff. Obviously, there isn't nothing for everyone else, but like I wish there was more Earth Wind stuff.
Yeah.
I know there's certain ones out there, but I remember like looking up like wind slash something and just got nothing, and then it was like Earth slash rock, I think, and I thought this is easy, and I think we had Emancipator, and that was about it. I'm sure I'm like missing a bunch,
Oh yeah,
but
no,
like
there's a bunch of like earth decks. If anything, I'd say Pyro's the one that, oh, Fire is the one that's severely underrepresented in competitive.
yeah.
Like, can you think of a single? Actually, no, I'm gonna go one further. Can you think of an actual fire deck, Brenton?
I was gonna answer Migrate's part literally it.
Right. Okay. Yes. I forgot about Salaman. Great. My thought was
That's what
gonna
I mean.
be
It's like I feel one
Rocket
to.
or Hazy
Oh,
Flame,
yeah.
but like those are both
That's what
not
I mean
good.
is for each attribute. Ultimately, it's like you've got the very specific archetype. Each attribute in Dark has all these sorts, which again probably comes back to the magician, like many spellcaster Dark types. That by extension, you're just gonna get all the Darks.
Yeah.
Ooh. Is it? I've pulled a Ghost Rare
Hard Earth
Heart Earth
Dragon.
Dragon. So sick.
Yeah, Ghost Rares also have a
I've
3D look to them.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Because yeah, gold is just like the trim. Is
Connection has
the
been lost.
ghost actually? Oh, okay. And then we've just got Salamander and Great,
Yeah.
who's from the same person.
I mean, so connection was lost with a duel, not stream.
Oh, right. Right, cool.
Which, that's
It's
another victory.
It's a weird shame to me. Years ago, when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I pulled a ghost rare. What's the dragon? Stardust
Stardust.
Dragon. In
Oh,
I think the same pack
do you still
as
have
an
that?
actual Stardust. Or yeah, I've still got it.
How
It
much do
was,
you want for it?
or we bought. Well, I was actually gonna say when I looked online, it's actually quite a